Okay, this is the initial episode of the QR code. We got Q on one side. I'm the R. I'm Razor, and we're going to do the 2024 season's prediction for the Vikings. All right,
Woohoo!
yeah, woohoo! Without any further ado, you have something to say? You said.
Oh well, so this was crazy because last night when we were talking, Razor, you you said, "All right, well, what I want you to do is you're gonna do your notes, pull up your schedule, and start checking off." And as I'm doing it, I'm like, I'm gonna look like a homer when I do this. But way back, you said when I said what I said, and you'll see in a minute. You said, okay, show me the wins. All right. And I know we said we're going to get 10, 15 minutes per to say where it's coming from. All right.
Seconds.
Seconds. I mean minutes. Oh, no. Yeah. No. Some of us work for a living. Hey, any special guests for this week's matchup?
No, not yet. But we have a
Okay.
couple that possibly in the hopper. Two actual Giants fans I'm going to reach out to. So
Oh, and that's special.
it is. Yeah, it is.
Okay. All
Okay,
right.
so let's get going. Okay, opening day Sunday, Giants at MetLife Stadium with 12 o'clock start. Well, 1 o'clock start Eastern time. Who do you got?
Oh, I got the Vikings. There's a rumor out that what's his face is gonna that their quarterback is gonna get
Daniel
with
Jones.
with Daniel Jones. He's gonna get what he's gonna get it. I
Just
mean, he's gonna get all that he has coming to him for everything that he got is gonna get taken away this week because he got his big contract on the shoulders of the Vikings, and they're gonna take it all away.
well,
It's just
yeah. I'm inclined to agree with you on that. I can't see this as being anything other than a W. Even Brian Dable is sick of Daniel Jones. So I think Sam Darnold gets a much needed relief of going into that stadium and coming away with a win, feeling good about exercising that demon, or should I say, exercising those ghosts.
and
Um,
it's a good win on the road and a very good win on the road. So, all right.
yeah, I'm going to add one quick statement to this is that I think that Brian Flores' defense is just itching to really hit somebody. So I feel
Somebody
bad
not
for the Giants.
Jersey, right?
Yeah. So they're gonna take it out on the first team they play. So
Yeah.
okay, week number two, we're at home, Minnesota to the San Francisco 49ers.
All right. So I will not sound like a homer here. We're gonna they've got everybody in camp. The they're ready to go, man. They're cooking. 49ers win this one. And there's no way I think that they're gonna take the 49ers in week two of the season, especially when they're returning all their players.
Yeah, again, I can't see any way that we win this game. It's gonna be a shame because our home opener, we usually have the good home opener. We usually get off to a good start, but this is the rough part of the schedule. The schedule makers didn't do us any favors in the first few weeks, and San Francisco coming in, I can't see this as anything except a loss. I think it'll be a close loss, a respectable loss, but I don't see this being anything other than an L. Okay.
So yeah, with Brandon, especially with Brandon Ayuk back, if Brandon Ayuk was not in, or if he was just coming back to camp because he just got his deal done. If he was just coming back, I'd have said, well, maybe it's a toss up. I'd still probably pick the Niners, but you're right. I think it's a close game.
It's
All
hard
right,
not. Right.
week
Okay.
three.
Week three. Week three. The Houston Texans. We're still at home, and we've got the Houston Texans and C.J. Stroud coming in.
I'm taking the Vikings. They're not going to for a couple of reasons. One, I don't think that they're going to lose two games in a row at home. And while the Texans are a they're a good playoff team. I also know that they have a very young quarterback. And what does Brian Flores like sending his guys after young quarterbacks? So I think it's going to be a close game. But week three, I think the Vikings win that one. So they're 2-1.
Okay. I'm going to say this is the first time I think that we're going to part ways because even though this is our second consecutive home game, I think it's going to be our second consecutive home loss. Um, the Houston Texans are for real. I think they're going to be in the AFC Championship game. I think that they're going to be the victims of the Kansas City Chiefs this year. Um, I, CJ Stroud is the first of I think four, maybe five. Yeah, five quarterbacks we're going to face this year that we have never played. And he's young, and young quarterbacks get rattled easily. But I think this kid is special. So, again, I think it's going to be a close game. I think it's going to be maybe a 4 or 5 point difference. But I think this is a loss. Okay.
Okay.
All right.
All right.
So we go on to the road at Green
Again.
Bay. We
And
got
again,
in
well,
September.
I am not going to be a homer. It's going to be early, and again, continuity matters. I pick the Packers at home. It's just hard to sweep. It's just hard to sweep good teams in a whole season in the first place. And I get it. The NFC North is one of those divisions that's, it's just one of those things. Everybody beats everybody. So I picked the Vikings. I picked the Vikings to lose this one on the road, but Packers win. So they're 2-2 for me from my record so far.
Okay. And it's like you said, echo what you just said. It's hard to sweep a team in this division, going back to the days of the old NFC Central when Tampa Bay was a part, and Tampa Bay would be god awful, and we would split with them as well. Going into Lambeau, even though they were nice enough to send us in September and not in the middle of December, I don't believe in the Packers. I don't believe the hype, but I do believe they can get this win. So I see this as a loss for the Vikings. So
Right.
I've got us at 1-3 right now. Okay.
And I got them at 2-2.
Okay.
All right.
Now
Next,
we get on
the
the plane.
Jets, the Vikings.
London, England.
It's London,
England. The Jets.
Yeah. Vikings win. I don't give a shit where they can play on Pluto for all I care. Vikings win.
Okay, this
Jets
game.
Jets are still just bad.
Yeah, well, I was tempted to go with this being a loss, but being that we are playing in London, we're playing in the morning here. Well, 8:30 in the morning our time, well, Central Time, and the Jets. The one thing about the Jets is I have no idea who the starting quarterback for the Jets will be in this game. I am relatively confident it will not be Aaron Rodgers. So I see this as a W. I see this as being the outlier where we actually win by at least 3 touchdowns. I think this won't even be respectable. I think this will probably be our biggest blowout of the year. So I have us winning big.
Put a note there. I just want to see that one. But all right, on week 6, Lions at Vikings.
Okay, yeah, Lions at Vikings. After week number 6, we have the bye. Then we come back for week number 7. After the London game, we come back and we don't play the game for 2 weeks. So we go from the 6th to the 20th, and we play the Lions at
Vikings
home.
win. Vikings win at home, and back again. NFC North. Yeah, we'll split it. We'll split with the Lions. We'll split with the Packers. We'll talk about some other stuff in a little bit, but yeah, Vikings win. Vikings win after the bye.
Okay, I say that we lose this game. I think it's unfortunate that we'll be coming home off 2 weeks rest and 2 weeks to prepare for the Lions, but Dan Campbell, I think, has this team. They're still seething about their fortunes last year. I think that this is the NFC's entrant. One of the 2 entries into the NFC Championship games. I think the Lions this year push it to the NFC Championship game. I think that they win this game. So that's a loss for us.
All right.
Okay. Week number 8.
And that's game number 7.
The Rams.
That's game number 7. We get the Rams. Vikings, that's a loss. The Rams will win that. Yeah, just a lot of firepower. Stafford. And again, I used the word that I use, continuity. That's kind of tough for people. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like when you come out and you say, "Oh, well, we have a new quarterback, a new feature back, a whole defense, a third of the defense is new. Yeah, no, the Rams win,
Yeah,
but at least they don't have Aaron Donald.
yeah, right. Well. I have to agree with that. I picked the Rams to win this game because it's flying across the country, going into that building, playing that team, and Matthew Stafford is going to have what I think it is probably going to be one of his best years statistically, maybe one of his last years in the NFL. But I
Yep.
see this as an L, and this is unfortunately this is a prime. It's on Prime Network, and it's one of our few primetime games. We play this game at 8:15 Eastern, so the whole country is going to get to see it. But unfortunately, I originally wanted to give us a win, but that's too big a hill to climb.
No.
Okay, so we come back home now. We come back across the country. An interesting game against the Colts on the November 3rd.
So in essence, we have a rookie quarterback because Anthony Richardson was gone most of last year. And again, you're lining this guy up against Brian Flores. No. And we're at home. So the AFC South, I had them eking out the win with the Texans back in week 3, but I got them beating the Colts this year. Hey, regardless of it, they could still be mad about that 33-point deficit with Jeff Saturday. They can be mad all they want, but this time the Vikings are going to beat them because they're a better coach. They're going to be a better coach football team. And again, I think that that defense is going to give the young quarterback fits.
Okay. Well, I have to agree. This is the second of the 5 quarterbacks that we'll be seeing for the first time. Anthony Richardson, and as you said, young quarterback, basically a rookie. Brian Flores defense in that building. It's too much to overcome for him. So I have that as a win for us.
Okay.
All right. This is now and we're entering the stretch now of 3 consecutive road games. The first is at Jaguars.
Jaguars is a win. They're not that talented, man. I'm looking up and down the roster. I don't see how there's no matchup. Now it could, and of course, what did Herman Edwards say? That's why we play the game. But honestly, I don't. I think it's going to be competitive, but I don't think the Jaguars are that good. Trevor Lawrence is good. Yeah, he's good and all, but I don't think he's so head and shoulders above anybody that he's going to be the factor why the Vikings are going to win.
Okay. All right. I've got this going into Jacksonville against Trevor Lawrence. We've never faced him, but I have this as a loss. Trevor Lawrence carries this team. The rest of the team is just supporting players. He's not on the level of Patrick Mahomes, but he is on the level where he can carry a team well enough to win. And I don't think we're going to be that good on the road, not just yet. So,
and this is 10 weeks into the season, so he could even be hurt by then. That's another. And I know there are a bunch of wild cards going on, and all bets are off if he gets hurt again.
Well, of course, Sam Darnold could be hurt. Nick Mullins could be hurt. Anybody could be hurt. So we don't have that information.
No, but they all don't have track records like
this time.
And again, I'm not saying you're crazy, but what I am saying, and I'm not saying, but he could be hurt. Yeah, because as I said, if my grandma had testicles, she'd be my grandpa.
But again, we have 7.5 minutes left, and we have to get through the schedule. But I'm just going to say this real quick. Kirk Cousins had a record of never being hurt, and this time last year he was hurt. So it is what it is. Right. Okay, so next game is the second game on the road at Titans.
I don't like Will Levis. I don't think he's the guy. I don't think he'll get it done either. So, and again, another relatively new quarterback in the AFC South. We got a year of film on him, and he's not that great yet. Notice I said yet, but anyway, that's it. Vikings win.
Okay, I have the same thing. I have a Vikings win because, again, he's the 4th new quarterback. He's a rookie. Basically, and I don't see him being up to the challenge of facing this defense. Okay, right. At the Bears.
Bears win.
Oh,
Bears win. It's a split, and I think that Caleb Williams is going to be a whole lot better than a lot of people think. And they have a lot of talent around you. They have a lot of the same talent that said, "Oh, we shouldn't have gotten rid of we shouldn't have got rid of Justin Fields." And they got something to prove too. But at home, they're going to be a tough out. I got the Bears.
Okay. All right. Okay. So now we move on to after 3 consecutive road games, we go to 3 consecutive home games. The first of which against the Arizona Cardinals.
Cardinals quarterback still not mature. And what are we going to do with it? What do we? He's not a rookie. He's not a young guy, but he's still immature. So what are we going to do with him? And they have no talent. I don't think that they're a bunch of pieces away. I don't think they're as good.
So
I think Marvin Harrison helps, but that's it. All right. Next.
So you have us winning that?
I got us winning. I got us beating the Cardinals. Okay. They are who we said they are.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Now on the next home game, second of 3, Falcons.
You really don't want me to say that? I just. What time? First of all, what time is this? What time is this game being played?
The game being played at 1:00 Eastern, so it's a noon game.
Oh, it might be a toss-up.
In Minnesota against Mr. Noon in Minnesota.
Vikings win.
Okay, you say the Vikings win. Okay, I say the Vikings win because we get to play another rookie quarterback in Michael Penix. And Michael Penix. I don't think that Kirk Cousins will start 4 games. I'm going to put this on the record. I don't think he'll start 4 games for the Atlanta Falcons this year, or for anybody this year.
It's down.
Right. That's right. You can write that down. Okay, so now we go on to our final 3 games, 3 straight home games. The Bears.
We win. It's a split. That's my only thing. It's going to be a split. We're not going to get swept. Home and home. We're going to split.
Okay. Against the Bears, I say that we win this one at home. I think the rookie coming into that building is going to be ruckus. That's a little too much for him. Plus, that's the ABC Monday night game. So that's our only Monday nighter. Okay, next at Seattle.
I went back and forth with this, but I penciled in the win because the teams are so comparable with the level of talent they have on offense, except for they don't have Justin Jefferson. So I'm just going to leave it right there. But by then, we'll also have Hawkinson. We'll also have a good idea of what our offense really is and what it's going to be with JJ McCarthy next year. I think they're going to have all the pieces, minus with the quarterback if Darnold does what we think he's going to do. So yeah, I got the Vikings beating the Seahawks.
Okay. All right. I say the Seahawks, playing the Seahawks that time of year out there is a tough game. It's always a tough game. Also, they have the X factor of having Jaron Hall on their roster now. So they're going to know all of our offense. They're going to know all of our secrets. I think the Seahawks win this game.
Okay. All right. We'll see.
The last 2 games, the Packers come to Minnesota.
We win at home. That's it.
Okay. That's it.
That's it. We win at home.
I say the same thing. We win. We beat the Packers at home. There's no way Jordan Love overcomes that crowd noise and the demons that have haunted Packers quarterbacks in that building. Final game of the season at Lions. We don't even know what time this is going to be.
Doesn't matter because we're going to lose it wherever it is, because I said that we're going to beat the Lions the first time around because it's at home. We're going to lose. We're going to lose in Detroit.
Okay. So
and Dan Campbell will be seething from that loss, and I think they're going to be well prepared for it. And they win. Lions win.
Okay. So, and correct me if my math is wrong. Your predictions lead to 12-5.
Yes, and the pivotal games that I see, Jaguars could be a law. As far as I'm seeing, and I went back and forth. The Seahawks could have been a loss. The Jaguars could have been a loss. So even then, that could have still put me at 10-7, which is I. Now, honestly, if they end up 9-8, I get it because it's what it is. That's why we play the game.
Yep.
But we went up and down the schedule, and you didn't say Q, you ignorant slut. Like,
Nope. Thank you.
you didn't tell me that. I gave you some reasonable things of why, and I tried not to reason like a homer. I tried reasoning with history because history means that even at our worst, and you brought up Tampa Bay back in the day when we were the Central, just a bunch of splits. And we're not going to sweep anybody until we get continuity at the quarterback position with J.J. McCarthy. But 12-5 is not unreasonable because we're playing the AFC South and the NFC West, which the NFC West is half and half. The AFC South is half and half. Two good teams at the top, and then everybody else. So I don't know. What do you say? Fine.
Okay. And the final minute to wrap this up, my predictions come out to 8 wins, 9 losses. We don't make the playoffs. I don't think we will, but we're heading in the direction where I think we're going to be a force at 25, 26, and 27. So it'll be a fun season, enjoyable season. And now we have this on record. So next week and the following weeks when we do this again, we'll be able to look back and see who was right, which I know you love to be, and who was wrong.
And I'm going to tell you, hey, and you're wrong. And let me tell you why.
Let me tell you why. So until next time,
you are told, baby.
Skull.
Skull.